Hi, welcome you all to the week 4 of Food Mood. As you know, Food Mood is all about understanding how to make the right lifestyle choices, understanding what's the impact of food on our mental state as well as physical state, and how to make the right choices for ourselves. So in this module, we will be covering what are the right vitamins and supplements that you should be taking based on what your body is telling you. We are also going to cover very interesting ways about how to boost your metabolism. So stay tuned till the end. Now let's get started. So do you really need vitamin and supplements? So these days the whole industry is flooded with plethora of vitamin options, supplement options, something to be had in the morning, something to be had in the night. But before we get started, we have to understand that our body is a very intelligent being, and it actually tells us through various signals whether we really need any vitamin or supplement and if the body is deficient in anything at that particular point in time. So how do we become more aware of reading these signals from our bodily indications? So this presentation, we are going to cover some aspects about that. So if you hear a lot of crackling sounds in your joints, in your knees or toes, that might be an indication of a calcium deficiency. On a long term, this can lead to arthritis. And what do you need to do for this? You should increase your calcium intake through milk products. You can have cheese, milk, etc. Whichever foods are rich in calcium. Some people have the issue of bleeding gums. It's actually, or it might also lead to ulcers on the tongue. It is actually an indication of vitamin C deficiency in the body. On long term, it can lead to scurvy. Now, how do we address this issue? For this, you should definitely increase the vitamin C intake in your diet. And how to do that? Through amla, oranges, lemon juice, guava. There's so many food products which are available to increase your vitamin C. Now, how can you, amla being the best resource of vitamin C, how do you integrate it into your diet? You can have it in the form of amla candy, a pickle. You can also saute it with your veggies. You can also make an amla chutney or amla juice. Amla is one of the best superfruits that we have in the Indian ecosystem. Some of the people have issue of very weak nails which tend to break easily, or you might have a lot of peeling of cuticles around the nails or a lot of premature hair fall. Now what do you need to do for this? This actually is an indication of biotin deficiency. What are the food products that include biotin? They are curd. You should increase your probiotics, and apple cider vinegar is a very good source of biotin as well. Sometimes you would have noticed those white spots in your nails. They are actually an indication of zinc deficiency. Now, zinc is a very important mineral in the body, and low zinc levels lead to fatigue, low libido, or low muscle mass. Now, to improve your zinc levels, what do we need to take? We need to consume nuts, seeds, legumes, lentils, and so on and so forth. And we should stop sugary foods, bakery foods, and processed foods, because as we have already covered that most of the processed foods are deprived of any nutrients and minerals, and they are very calorie dense. Some people often have a lot of cracked heels and even cracks on the sides of the lips, or chapped lips, or bloodshot eyes, ulcer on lips. All these are an indication of vitamin B2 deficiency. Now, vitamin B is there are 8 variants of vitamin B, and these are very important for all your systems like energy, digestion, to have a good mood. And especially in the case of vegetarians who are not consuming meat products or animal protein, there's usually a deficiency of vitamin B. So it is highly recommended for people who are vegetarian. You can have vitamin B complex. Some people would have a lot of pale face, and even the nails are white, the lips look pale, and sometimes you might crave ice. Even in children, you see that they crave a lot of dirt and sand. Now, this is an indication of iron deficiency. Again, iron deficiency can lead to fatigue, a lot of anemia. And what are the foods you should be having for this? Like beetroot, pomegranate, spinach. You can also use iron kadai for all your cooking. Now, this is a very natural way of enhancing the iron mineral in your food. Instead of using any other format such as non-stick pans or aluminium or stainless steel, iron kadai should always be the first preference. Some people tend to have a very chapped skin, a flaky skin around the cheeks or the nose or just around the chin area. This is an indication of a deficiency of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, most of the oils that we consume from the market, they are high on the omega-6 content, but we need to have a good balance of omega-3 and omega-6 in our system. If we are deficient in omega-3, the skin tends to be very flaky and dry. For this, you should stop using a lot of peanut butter, a lot of oily stuff, a lot of refined oil, fried foods. You should cut down on that. And you can also increase the consumption of fish if you have, or otherwise you can look at omega-3 supplements through fish oil capsules. Some people have the tendency of swelling in the feet or water retention, also known as edema. Now, this is an indication of potassium deficiency. You need to start your intake of fruits to address this. Especially banana is one of the best fruits you can have in this condition because banana is very, very rich in potassium. Also, you need to reduce salt intake. Why? Because the more salt you have, the more there's a tendency of water retention in the body. So especially if you're suffering from something like this, you need to stop having a lot of salt in your diet. Asthma, stiff pain, back pain, depression, low moods, they are all a sign of vitamin D deficiency. What do you need to do? You need to get out in the sun. So even 30 minutes in the sun is going to make a lot of difference. Try to have the morning or the evening sun rather than the afternoon. You would have also noticed that when kids are small and they're having a runny nose or a cold and cough, we often tell them to go out in the sun. The reason is very similar because you need to have more vitamin D in your system. If you're a person who suffers from a lot of muscle cramps, that's an indication of magnesium deficiency. You need to up your intake of greens, and regular exercise will help. If you're somebody who craves salty chips, especially in the nighttime, then that's an indication of loss of sodium in your system. Now, you're not going to just increase the salt, but you should increase the sea salt in your diet. Last but not the least, the health of your tongue. You can easily see yourself in the mirror, and if your tongue looks white and it has some deposition on the top, it is an indication of yeast overgrowth. For this, you should stop having any antibiotics, or you should eat more of clean green foods, natural foods rather than processed foods. So these are some of the bodily indications which you can use in order to understand more about your system and what is it that you are needing, what is it that you are craving. Coming to, if I were to tell you about the top 4 supplements which you should consider taking, then the first would be vitamin C, especially because humans cannot make their own vitamin C and because of a certain genetic defect. So since we do not make our own vitamin C, it makes sense to have that supplement. Now, why do we need vitamin C? One is, of course, for immunity. The second is also because it has a lot of antioxidant properties, which prevents our age from having, which prevents our skin from aging. And if you want to have a plumpy, elastic skin, then vitamin C is your go-to supplement. Number 2 would be omega-3. Since many of are used to using processed oils from the market, there's always a disbalance. There's always a tendency of disbalance between omega-3 and omega-6. Now, our brain is 60% fat, and it benefits a lot from omega-3, the components inside omega-3, especially DHA. And you can look at omega-3 supplements if you want to boost your brain, boost your memory, retention skills. It also helps in lowering the cholesterol and triglycerides. As a result, it is helpful in conditions where you are suffering from high cholesterol or blood pressure problems. It helps in removing the plaque in your arteries, which can lead to heart diseases. Again, vitamin B complex, especially very relevant for vegetarians. It helps in boosting energy, synthesizing your food, helps in metabolism, helps in mood elevation, so making of red blood cells. So it has multiple benefits associated with it. There are 8 kind of B vitamins in the B complex supplement, and that is something that vegetarians should definitely consider. Ashwagandha is a very, very unique herb which is found in Ayurveda studies, and so it works both ways. It helps in relieving stress, and it also helps in promoting energy. Now, these two don't go together, right? When you think of ashwagandha, if it is giving you energy, then how is it helping you to calm down? So it depends on the way you are having. It depends on whether you're having it after a meal or just before sleep. So there's a way of consuming it, and ashwagandha can help you with both things, either your fatigue and energy level, managing your energy levels, or with stress related conditions. Now, since we covered the rainbow foods, I also wanted to touch a little bit upon how these foods can be used to heal ourselves. So in this slide, I'm going to briefly touch upon the chakra system and what are the foods that heal our body. If we talk about chakras, chakras are basically meridians which help in energy circulation in our body. Now, these chakras are associated with different colors and they have different actions associated with them. For example, if we talk about the root chakra, the Muladhara, it is all about our presence, our connectedness to the earth. Then we talk about the sacral chakra, which is denoted by orange color, the solar plexus, which is yellow color. Solar plexus is all about ego, that I am. It's a balance of energy and power between the other person and us, society and us. The heart chakra, which stands for our openness, our kindness and acceptance towards others, and this is denoted by green color. The throat chakra, which is blue color, is associated with our communication. The Anya chakra, which is the third eye, it talks about how I am connected to the divine and the bigger cosmos. And crown chakra as well. These two chakras are related to very higher levels and planes, and based on your spiritual journey and spiritual standing. And these are the ones that connect us to the more ethereal, more higher planes. Now, as you can see, these chakras, all of them are denoted by a certain symbol and a certain color. Now, if we talk about the root chakra, the red color chakra, and we also spoke about red colored foods, which stood for fighting inflammation, for fighting allergies, for strength, for making of red blood cells, for immunity, like pomegranate or capsicum or strawberries or red peppers. So all of these were very, very related to being present. So the being of oneself. So these are related with the root chakra. Now, if I talk about the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, it is orange and yellow, very, very interchangeable. The foods that come into play here are more of vibrant creativity, and these are about the balance of energy with the others outside and with oneself. So a lot of foods here like corn, banana, yellow capsicum, or oranges, carrots, sweet potato, all of these are related with the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, which is more about being creative, having a gut feel, being in the moment, being creative about the food as well as about my emotions. If we talk about the heart chakra, which is green color, then we talk all about healing. The planet's energy is all about healing, and it is green. So the nature is referred to as green many times. Similarly, here it's all about kindness, healing, loving, accepting, and that is where the green foods come into picture. If we talk about the top three, the blue, the violet chakras, about speaking, communication, seeing, knowing, connected to the big vision, then we talk about rare foods, which are purple in color, and very, very rich foods in terms of antioxidant properties, clean properties, detoxing the system. For example, cacaos, blueberries, blackberries, brinjals, red cabbage, red turnips, or red grapes. So these are rare foods, even white foods. These are rare foods, and they're usually used for the detoxification process or for the spiritual process. Now, having said that, it does not mean that green will only impact your heart chakra. No, that's not true. That is, here it is all about saying that, you know, there is so much color and variety available in foods, and color has a significance. Different colors have a meaning, and that is why it makes we should be conscious about the kind of food that we are putting up in our plate for our children, for our family, for ourselves. So just being conscious about it, that how color plays a role. Now, if I was talking about the green veggies, you would have noticed that if you leave the green veggies outside, they turn yellow. So inherently, the green veggies have other colors in them. They have the white, they have the yellow, the orange, the red already available in them. So the idea here is to start making our plates more colorful, being more conscious about what kind of food we are eating and what it is doing to our energy. If we end up having a lot of tamasic food, a lot of animal food, it is going to bring down our energy. The proteins, the red meats are all going to be focused only on the root chakra, and they're going to bring our energies down. So depending on how we want to feel, where we want to be, like in terms of our spiritual evolution, it's important to mix and match the colors and go for the natural resources as much as possible, rather than a lot of tamasic food which is dead animal protein. Yeah. Next, we come to the important aspect about boosting your metabolism. So these days, actually, there are two factors which play a major role. One of them, that we have a very sedentary lifestyle. We spend so much time in front of our laptops that the physical activity has gone down significantly. And the second aspect, that we are so distracted and bombarded with a lot of useless non-value added information, whether it is through social media, through news, through websites, or so on and so forth. So there are so many distractions happening all around us, which increases our stress levels. There's always a feeling of being inadequate. There's always somebody doing better than you. There's a sense of comparison. So there is a lot of stress hormones which are being released in our body. Now, both of these factors play an important role in conflicting with our natural metabolism. So what are some of the ways that we can look at to boost our metabolism naturally? So this is a 11 points protocol which I'm sharing with you to boost your metabolism, to keep your weight in check, and even lose your weight if you are willing to. The first is having warm water. Now, warm water is your holy grail. Having warm water 3 to 4 times a day not only curbs your hunger pangs, but also helps you with digestion and metabolism. Number 2, 30 minutes walk post dinner. Now, our bodies are very, very tuned to the circadian rhythm. That means that in the evening, as the sun sets, our metabolism also starts becoming slower. Now, there are a lot of people who do the walking in the morning, early morning, or during the day, but the research shows that if you have a 30 minutes walk post dinner or post meal times, it is much more effective than having a 45 minutes walk during any other time of the day. So if you are somebody who's struggling with metabolism or digestion issues, this is definitely one change that you should make, that you should try to have 20 to 30 minutes of walk post dinner. Number 3, since we already covered for the circadian rhythm, the idea here is to try and finish your dinner between 6 to 7 o'clock. Now, if you are currently having a dinner at 9 or 10 p.m., can you look at moving it early by 30 minutes? So instead of 9, you have your dinner at 8:30. If you are having your dinner at 8:30, can you move it to 8 o'clock? And so in steps you can gradually move to the schedule where you are having a dinner from 6 to 7 p.m. Oil massage once a week. Now this is very, very good for mobilizing your lymphatic system. Now lymphatic system unfortunately does not efficiently move around unless and until we are physically moving. Like in case of a heart, the heart is going to pump the blood whether you are sitting, sleeping, lying, whatever you are doing, right? But in the lymphatic system, it is going to get mobilized only when you are moving, or through massage or through stretching. So oil massage is a very, very efficient way to mobilize your lymphatic system, mobilize your fat tissues, fat cells, and also for good vitamin absorption. So if you have vitamins which are fat soluble, and if you are on a zero oil diet, oil massage is definitely one way of mobilizing the good absorption of these minerals. Number 5, spend 30 minutes in the sun. Now, this is going to boost your metabolism. Now, you might wonder that, okay, how is spending time in the sun going to help me in my metabolism? But actually, there is a study which has been shown that if you spend time in the sun, the cholesterol from your body is converted into vitamin D. So there is a two benefits. One, cholesterol is being used up, and second, vitamin D is being secreted in your system. So spending 30 minutes in the sun is going to boost your metabolism as well. Doing cleansing pranayama such as Kapalbhati or yoga. Actually, the point number 6 and 7 are related. Breathing correctly, which means breathing deeply, not shallow breaths, or doing cleansing pranayama such as Kapalbhati. Now, we all know that the food that we eat is burnt up in our system to create energy. The food that we eat is a complex molecule of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Now, when we inhale, the oxygen goes into the system, and that is the fire which is required to burn the food into energy, and thereby releasing carbon dioxide, water in our system. Now, the more you breathe properly, the more oxygen is available in your system, and that much efficiently you are going to be utilizing your food to release the energy. That is as simple as that. So that is the reason why sometimes you would have heard that just by doing pranayams people have lost weight. That is because there is ample amount of oxygen available in your body and it is being utilized well. So breathing correctly also helps a lot in your metabolism. Number 8, if you are more than 30 years of age, you can switch to 2 meals in a day. Now, while it is difficult for working people, but I just want to give a perspective here that earlier we were used to having food in our homes when we were young. And then we grew up, our social network grew, we hang out with friends, we hang out with colleagues, and because of that, our tea breaks, coffee breaks, socializing breaks, and sometimes dinners have increased a lot. As a result, we are moving less, but we are eating more. There's more calorie intake. So now, and we are also, in addition, we are having our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, if we are above 30 years of age, we can safely switch to 2 meals in a day, which is over a period of 8 to 10 hours. Now, this will help you in weight loss journey as well, and without impacting your metabolism, because one, you are not starving, and second, you are also restricting the window of eating, which means that even if you are eating, taking breaks, social breaks with your friends, you are still restricting yourself to a certain time period. And as a result, your body does get enough break time to assimilate, to detox, to digest the food that is present in your system. Have at least one fruit in a day. Now fruit is going to, having a fruit is a very balanced fruit. So it is going to reduce your sugar cravings. It is also going to provide you with all the vitamins and minerals that are desired by the body. And it is also going to improve your metabolism because it is all about good sugars. Choose natural food over refined or processed foods, as we have discussed in previous modules also, that the refined foods or processed foods are very calorie dense and deprived of nutrients. So whenever you're making any choice about food, try to choose the food which grows on plants rather than what is made in the plants. No mobile phone 30 minutes before sleeping. Now sleep is very essential. Deep sleep is very essential for resting of the body, and that is where the real repair or the growth happens. So if we start using mobile phone just before sleeping, the blue light is going to distract us. Now while our following the circadian rhythm, our metabolism and everything has become slow, but we are not able to go to sleep, and that becomes a challenge for the next day. So the body is not able to follow the circadian rhythm because of the disturbance of mobile phone. So 30 minutes before sleeping, please avoid any gadgets, any blue lights, and try to read a book, try to or have a chamomile tea or something. Just set up your room with low dim lights, and whichever way makes you feel more relaxed and calm about your sleep. But yeah, please avoid mobile phones 30 minutes before sleeping to the least. There are a lot of meditation techniques as well, which you can find on my website, on my channel, and or you can write to me if you want to know more about them. And yeah, these are the 11-point protocols which are simple steps, but they're going to really help you in your metabolism. Coming to the last slide, I want to leave you with top 5 questions that you must answer for yourself as to why are you doing this? What will happen if you don't do this now? Why are you doing this now? And what is holding you back? And what has worked for you in the past? Now these 5 questions you please try to answer for yourself, and that will act like a guiding post of how you should move forward on this journey of holistic lifestyle and of a sustainable lifestyle change. And that's the thought with which I want to leave you. And stay tuned for more content on this channel.